Hello there, Only One Kenobi here, Only One. I'm finally getting around to filming this. This was sent to me by Ian from IB3D. It's another amazing 3D printed diorama piece, and it's just what you need for setting off a fair few figures. Now, this isn't where I'm going to have it. I'm going to put it eventually on my shelves, and I'll figure out what I'm doing with it. But, you know, it opens up and unlocks a myriad of figures from Mon Mothma, Maideen, Akbar, the Rebel crew. We're missing Chewie and Leia at the minute, and then all these pilots. So I've just set them up here just so we can have a look at this piece and discuss, you know, what you can do with it and check out the handiwork. But the grandstand in the background is part of another piece that he sent me, which I will review in the fullness of time, which involves these splendid 3D printed 3 3/4 inch stands. I can't wait to get around to talking about them in more detail. They are a godsend and a necessity in the current climate of how they make figures with shallow peg holes. But here is yet another amazing piece by Ian. I have reviewed stuff from him before, so do check them out. I'm actually tempted now to do a playlist of all the things that I've ever reviewed of his. So I will do that actually, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. Previously, you know, if I got something for me and I just leave individual links to reviews, but why not just put it all in one playlist? So this, as you can see, is the Death Star 2 as seen in Return of the Jedi, the briefing. The Emperor has made a critical error. The time for our attack has come. And speaking of which, there she is in the background, Mon Mothma. We do need an update of her. And I get confused. I get confused with what's being pipelined and what is like real and what's reality and fiction with regards to figures that we need and we are going to get. But I know Mon Mothma was in, I think she was in, yeah, she was in Whatchamaface, March Madness. But I think the figure that went forward was her in Andor, which I'd love that. I'd love a figure of her in Andor. But really, I think what we really need is a figure of her, an updated modern figure in Return of the Jedi. We did get one in the retro collection, which was great to see that card back. But really, ultimately, I think that figure, if the Pepper Pot needs an update, you know, an update of this standard, you know, a beautifully, fully articulated, highly detailed figure. Admiral Akbar, please. You can see here the Death Star orbiting the forest, blah, 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 blah. Although the weapon systems and they... Oh, shut the F up now. So there it is. This is an interesting piece in the middle. It can be removed and that can be put in. I'll do that later. Of which you could double it up as something from the prequels. We have to get the starships back into space. You know, the Battle of... what do you call it? The Battle of Geonosis. Which is ironic because you see a hologram of the Death Star in that battle as well. It's only Dooku. I shall take the designs with me back to Coruscant. They will be much safer there with my master. So what I'll do is I'll just remove this. It is in 2 sections. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's just my version, but you can't connect these. But look inside, you can see the detail of, I can't believe it. The 3D printing process is fascinating. I've never seen it happen live, but that's a lovely detailed model. They don't clip together, they just sit on top of the other, unless I'm doing it wrong here, and do let me know in the comments. I'll remove that. There you can see the inside of it. Move the fleet away from the Death Star. I think I'll just mount the camera at this stage and pull this out. So there's the bottom piece that came. And then that plugs in. Top section there. Bottom section, sorry, and then the top section goes on. So... And there's really good detail on there. Really good detail. Amazing. And there's the inside sections. As you saw before. Let's hold that to the light, see what we can see. Wow. Look at that. So you can illuminate this with LEDs, whatever you want to do. Maybe Ian, because you've got pieces where you do use LEDs, like for the Armorer's Forge. Maybe you should consider it and getting a light in here. Or maybe you can do that as an extra. And this, I think, goes on that way, I guess. That would look better, a bit more technically advanced. How about that for a piece? That could work anywhere. That could be Death Star alert, Rebel base, we'll be in range and whatever. You know, from A New Hope. I don't know, that's probably got a different design, but it's still good. And this piece, if I just get rid of that, you'll see the connecting point there, the hole. And then these are decals here, which I dare say, Ian, they look slightly, they have a faded look to them, but I like the fact that that gives it a retro feel, like it's from back in the day, but nothing beats the paint apps that he's done. Now, he did these for me for the price I paid. He did the paint apps for me, so I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you. So I did buy these items, but he did a deal for me, so I appreciate that. The bottom side there, that's great. I love the texture of that, actually. It's the same as the Star Destroyer bridge that I have, which I'm going to review, so stay tuned for that. Really nice. And that doesn't work like that, so it must go that way. It fits in. Let's go handheld. Right in close to that. Really good. Really good. You have Mon Mothma there. You've got Crix Madine in the background. And I love these pilots. I don't know his name. Daniel Chart, where are you? Comment with his name. But he helped me get that figure, actually. But here we've got these other fellas. You've got Major Pano there on the right. You have there Arvel Crinid. And then one of my favourite pilots. I don't know why, but I really like Kian Farlander. Before they non-canonized him. As an expanded universe figure, from what I'd researched on the guy, I thought, yes, he's the man. But I still like red outfitted. I still like that design of suit because it reminds me of the classic B-Wing pilot, you know. Let's set it back up again. One disappointment, Ian, if I may be so bold. That's the wrong way around anyway, as you can see the bulk of the opening. Is that they don't clip together, but that's just the way it is, I guess. It must be a very difficult process to do 3D printing. But it just sits on nice enough. I dare say you could add a bit of glue if you wanted. Why would you have them separate? I might just glue them. You know, have one piece. I'll be careful about it though, I don't want to muck it up. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Death Star briefing. One of my favourite figures of Luke Skywalker there as well. I thought I'd include him because he does turn up. I'm with you too. What is it? Ask me again sometime. So, you know, him and Leia have a moment. I've just lost Han. Although I do like having this Han now in this diorama because officially this is a Han from, you know, Return of the Jedi. The bunker Han, so that says to me, you know, Rebel Commando Han, more so than Trenchcoat. There you are. Just finished with one shot there. Maybe that could indeed be the thumbnail. I don't know. I'll play around with that. Thank you for watching and listening, ladies and gentlemen. I can't see Crix. I like Crix. Let's bring him in. There he is. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.